Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. And today, Lakers fans, we have a story that could shake up the team's future in a big way. Jordan Goodwin, a player who came in on a two-way contract, has now secured a standard NBA deal, ensuring he's eligible for the playoffs. But is this just the beginning of something much bigger? Could Goodwin be the next underdog to cement himself as an integral part of the Lakers' core, or is he simply a short-term solution? We have all the details, the latest reactions, and some major speculation coming your way, so make sure you stay with us until the very end. When the Lakers first brought in Jordan Goodwin, the move didn't make major headlines. It was viewed as a standard depth signing, something to bolster the bench and provide another option on nights when the main rotation was stretched thin. But in a very short time, Goodwin proved that he was much more than just an extra body on the roster. From his first few appearances, it was clear that he played with a level of tenacity and intensity that instantly endeared him to both the coaching staff and fans. He wasn't just filling in minutes, he was making an impact. He played hard-nosed defense, battled for rebounds, and even knocked down big shots when needed. The Lakers, a team that had been struggling with defensive inconsistency and lacked a true point-of-attack stopper after trading Max Christie, suddenly found themselves with an unexpected solution. But there was a catch. His two-way contract meant he could only play a limited number of games before becoming ineligible for the postseason. If the Lakers wanted to keep him around for their playoff push, they would have to make a decision. And they did. The Lakers converted Goodwin's deal into a full NBA contract, ensuring he would be available for the remainder of the season and beyond. But to make room, they had to let go of Cam Reddish, a player many still believed had untapped potential. That move alone sparked plenty of debate among Lakers fans. Reddish had been a high-upside project, but injuries and inconsistency plagued his time in Los Angeles. In the end, the front office opted for reliability over potential, signaling just how much trust they had in Goodwin. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Goodwin's new contract isn't just for the remainder of the season. According to Keith Smith of SpaTrack, it includes a team option for the 2025-26 season, though only with a partial guarantee. This means the Lakers are in full control. If Goodwin continues to thrive, they can keep him on an extremely team-friendly deal. If they need to make off-season moves, his contract becomes a valuable trade piece. But could they really consider moving him? Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The Lakers have some major decisions coming up this summer. With LeBron James' future still uncertain and the front office likely exploring roster upgrades, flexibility will be key. Goodwin is exactly the kind of player who could be included in a trade package if the team looks to acquire another star or shake up the depth chart. But on the other hand, his skill set might be too valuable to let go. Defensive-minded guards who bring energy and toughness are always in demand, especially for a team that prides itself on championship aspirations. And it's not just fans who are taking notice. Head coach J.J. Redick has been one of Goodwin's biggest supporters. Redick has openly praised the guard's intensity, saying, "Just his competitive spirit, his toughness. I joked with him this morning, he can't start being nice to us now. He's been a monster for us since he joined on a two-way and has provided not just the grit and fight on the court, but he's actually played some really good basketball for us. We're extremely confident in him." That's a huge endorsement, and it shows that the coaching staff sees Goodwin as more than just a temporary piece. His presence on the floor allows other Lakers players, particularly stars like LeBron James and Anthony Davis, to focus more on their offensive responsibilities. Having a player who can consistently take on the toughest perimeter matchups gives the team a level of defensive balance they were sorely missing. Another underrated aspect of Goodwin's game is his ability to rebound as a guard. Despite his size, he crashes the glass with a fearlessness that stands out. He's shown an ability to grab key offensive rebounds, extending possessions and giving the Lakers more opportunities to score. Statistically, Goodwin may not always jump off the page, but the eye test tells a different story. His hustle, effort, and willingness to do the dirty work often lead to winning plays, things that don't always show up in the box score, but make a massive difference in a tight game. The chemistry Goodwin has developed with the Lakers' second unit has also been noticeable. When he's on the court, the team seems to have an extra gear of intensity. His connection with other role players has made the Lakers' bench unit much more reliable in critical moments. His shooting is still a work in progress, but that hasn't stopped him from making clutch baskets when the team needs him most. If he continues to develop his perimeter shot, he could become an even more dangerous weapon for the Lakers. One of the biggest questions surrounding Goodwin is whether he has the potential to become a long-term rotational piece for the Lakers. If he continues on this trajectory, there's no reason he couldn't carve out a long-lasting role with the team. But there's also a chance the Lakers see him as a trade asset rather than a long-term fixture. His contract is affordable, and teams across the league always value defensive-minded guards who bring toughness and energy. Could he be part of a bigger deal this offseason? The upcoming offseason will be pivotal for the Lakers, and Goodwin's future will likely be tied to the direction the front office decides to take. If they choose to maintain their core and prioritize depth, he could be a major piece of their plans moving forward. However, if the Lakers decide to pursue a major trade for another star, Goodwin's contract could be included in the deal as a valuable supporting piece. His emergence may have increased his trade value, making him a more attractive asset in potential negotiations. The decision to waive Cam Reddish in favor of Goodwin was a bold move, but it underscores just how much faith the organization has in him. They wouldn't have made that decision if they didn't believe he could contribute at a high level. Looking ahead to the playoffs, Goodwin's role will likely expand even further. Playoff basketball is all about matchups and effort, and he brings both of those things in abundance. His ability to make an impact without needing the ball in his hands is exactly what the Lakers need in high-pressure moments. Another key factor in Goodwin's success has been his relationship with the coaching staff. J.J. Redick has been vocal in his support, and that level of trust is often a strong indicator of future playing time and development opportunities. It's also worth noting that Goodwin's journey to this point has been anything but easy. He's had to fight for every opportunity, working his way up from the G League and proving himself at every level. That kind of work ethic is something that championship teams value. If Goodwin can continue to refine his offensive game, particularly his shooting and playmaking, he could develop into a two-way player that every team in the league covets. His defense is already at a high level, but adding more scoring consistency would make him even more valuable. There's also an intangible element to Goodwin's game that makes him special, his fearlessness. He doesn't shy away from big moments, and that's the kind of mentality that earns respect from teammates, coaches, and fans alike. The Lakers have seen success in the past with underdog players stepping up in critical moments, and Goodwin might be the latest in a long line of unexpected contributors who make a name for themselves under the bright lights of Los Angeles. If the Lakers make a deep playoff run this season, don't be surprised if Goodwin has a few signature moments, a crucial steal, a clutch three-pointer, or a defensive stand that changes the course of a game. Whether he remains a Laker long-term or becomes a piece in a future trade, Goodwin's story is already one of perseverance and success. He's proved that he belongs in the NBA, and now it's just a matter of seeing how high his ceiling can go. So what's next? As the Lakers gear up for the playoffs, Goodwin's role will be pivotal. He's not a superstar, but he's the kind of player who makes life easier for stars. He'll take on tough defensive assignments, hustle for extra possessions, and make the little plays that don't always show up in the box score, but can be the difference between winning and losing. The question is, will this just be a great mid-season story, or could Goodwin establish himself as a long-term piece for the Lakers? His willingness to do the little things often makes a huge difference in close games. It's not always about scoring. Sometimes it's about contesting a shot, setting a strong screen, or making the right rotation on defense. Goodwin consistently does those things at a high level. The Lakers have been searching for role players who can step up when the stars need a break, and Goodwin has shown he can be that guy. Whether it's filling in when LeBron is off the floor or providing defensive cover for D'Angelo Russell, he's proven his ability to keep the team afloat in key moments. While he's not known for his three-point shooting, Goodwin has been working hard to develop his offensive game. If he can improve his jumper and become a more consistent perimeter threat, it would open up new dimensions for his role on the team. The Lakers' best lineups often feature high-energy, defensive-minded players alongside their superstars. That's why Goodwin fits so well. His style of play complements what LeBron and AD bring to the floor, making him an easy player to integrate into different lineup combinations. It's not just about what Goodwin does on the court. His locker room presence has also been a big plus. Teammates respect his work ethic, and having a player who leads by example can be invaluable, especially during a playoff run. Some analysts have compared Goodwin's impact to other undrafted or overlooked players who have carved out long NBA careers. Players like Alex Caruso and Patrick Beverley weren't highly touted at first, but they made a name for themselves through defense, hustle, and toughness, three things Goodwin has in abundance. With Goodwin's new contract in place, the pressure is now on him to prove he belongs in the Lakers' long-term plans. If he continues to perform at this level, he could secure a multi-year deal and cement himself as a key rotational player moving forward. The Lakers' front office has shown that they value defensive versatility, and Goodwin's ability to guard multiple positions makes him even more valuable. In a league that prioritizes switchable defenders, he has a skill set that is always in demand. Another factor to consider is how other teams view Goodwin. Now that he's on a standard contract, opposing GMs will be watching closely to see if he's a player they might want to target in future trades. If he continues to impress, his market value could rise significantly. If the Lakers want to develop Goodwin into a long-term piece, they'll need to invest in his growth. That means giving him more offensive responsibilities, working on his ball handling, and refining his shooting mechanics. He's already a strong defender, but taking the next step offensively will determine his true ceiling. The Lakers' coaching staff has been giving Goodwin more opportunities, and it's clear they trust him in big moments. That kind of trust doesn't come easily, especially on a team with championship aspirations. If they believe in him, fans should too. Another important factor in Goodwin's development is his ability to stay healthy. Injuries have derailed promising seasons for many young players, so maintaining his physical durability will be key to securing a long-term role in the NBA. It's rare to see a two-way contract player earn this much trust from a contending team, but Goodwin has defied expectations. If he continues to work hard and embrace his role, there's no reason he can't become a household name among Lakers fans. One thing is clear, this move signals that the Lakers see something special in him. Whether he remains in Los Angeles for years to come or becomes part of a larger trade package, his impact on this team has already been felt. And now, we want to hear from you. Was this the right move by the Lakers? Should they commit to Goodwin long-term, or do you think he's just a temporary piece in a bigger puzzle? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'll be back with more Lakers news soon. Stay tuned.